Hey guys, welcome to Hattie's Psychic Tarot. Today we're going to be doing a past, present, future reading, which I'm really excited about because it's kind of different than the normal readings I do. Today we have not only pick a pile, but pick, instead of a crystal, we have a little shell. These are some shells that I got from Florida from like 2 years ago. So pick a pile that most resonates with you, depending on whether or not you like the look of the shell, or if whatever pile your eye lands on first, that's the way I determine it. Otherwise, whatever pile you're just most drawn to in general, whether it be the first, second, or third pile. Use your intuition, and we're just gonna get started with pile number 1. Hi Pile 1, welcome to your reading. Today we're doing past, present, future. So this card that I had shuffled out is just going to be based on your energy to determine maybe if you resonate with this card, that maybe it has to do with your energy, something maybe you're currently going through. So you guys have step out of your comfort zone. So let me just look in the book to see kind of what the deeper meaning is for this one, so then you guys can get more clarifying information. North Node. This is literally like the last page, 116. So the additional meanings for this card are: you're headed for something which feels like destiny. You need to face a fear and get over it. Wow, that was so harsh. You need to face a fear and get over it, apparently. Time to stop obsessing over someone or something. Stand on your own 2 feet. You've got this. So if any of that resonates with you, this pile could be for you. But let's just get started and see what your past, present, future is. So first we're gonna start with past. Or should we start with present? No, we're gonna start with past. I feel like that just makes sense. So in the past, for angels, ancestors, spirit guides, for pile 1, what can you tell me about their past? Pile 1's past. Whether it's what they've gone through, what they've learned from. Past for pile 1. So in the past for pile 1. Okay, we have the Justice card. In the past for pile 1. Ooh. Okay. So I'm seeing that in the past, you had balance, a lot of balance in your life. And you always stuck up for whatever it was, whether it be like in situations for like being out with your friends or sticking up for your friends, or like when it came to the people you care about, I feel like you really like to stick up for them. And but with the way that you communicated very clear, because you were balanced, you communicated very clear. And where some people may think you're harsh, you were just being honest. And you really would just cut to the chase, I feel like. And in the past, it seems like you might have had a lot of options on the table. and maybe in the past where you were balanced, when all these options came into play, maybe that could have off-kiltered your balance in your life, whether it be like balance between yourself and relationships with other people, or balance with like work and like social life, or however it resonates. I feel like when you are presented with all these different options to choose from, that you had to reflect, and I feel like it affected your mood in a certain type of way. You might have been asking a lot of questions, like asking questions to like your spirit guides, God, to see what direction or path you need to take next. What other message do you have for pile 1 about the past? What other message do you have for pile 1 about the past? Maybe this decision had to do with something with family, or home life. And it could have had to do with money. Like maybe some of these options were going to bring more money into your life, more abundance. What other messages do you have for pile 1 for past? What other message do you have for pile 1 for past? The Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like money was something, there's some sort of decision, I feel like, where you had a lot of options as to where you can either take your money, or opportunities to receive more money in your life and more abundance. But like in your life, it's like all the options seem so good. And because with the Justice card, like it seems like you are a very balanced person. I think that whatever decision you chose, you really decided to choose it with your intuition and with the mindset of like for your highest good. Like you're like, I'm making this decision for me. And I feel like there's a certain path that you chose, and I feel like maybe sometimes you contemplate whether or not you chose the right one. Any other message for the past? So, whatever decision you ended up choosing, and I feel like the reason why you contemplate on whether or not you should have chose this path is because you had to move on from something. You had to leave something behind, and move forward with your life. And with the sword, with it being the swords, it's like this could have hurt. Like there could have been some pain that had to do with this decision, because I feel like most of the time when it comes down to us having to make decisions, it's never easy, even though it's so, like, even like I said with the 2, 4, 6, 7 of cups, you can see all these great options and it seems so abundant and so, like, it is a good thing, but with good things, I guess, does come bad, because you have to make sacrifices for those decisions that you end up making. But I do see you being more optimistic about once you moved on from this decision. I think that in the end that you're seeing it now, that it's like, I did do the right thing for me. This was the right decision because I value this. Like, I value whatever it is that whatever decision you had to make with all these options. You really value the choice that you made, and you're happy with that decision in the end. But yeah, I do see that. I feel like this has to do with something with family, or like family type relationships, like a friend group or something, where this was like, some people might not have been happy with the decision you made, but I feel like other people were understanding and happy that you can make that type of decision for yourself and that they're proud of you. But, some people, they're only not happy because of their own selfish reasons. Because they're looking at it from their perspective and how does it affect them instead of how is it affecting you. Yeah. Any other messages from the past, Spirit, for pile 1? Yeah, and it seems from the past, like, this could have been something that kept you up at night for a period of time, but you didn't let it affect you for very long. Or maybe you did, but this is something that you ended up getting over. Because once again, yes, this was a hard decision to make by having to move past, move beyond, move forward from whatever situation or thing this is. Resonates with everyone differently. Yeah, I'm getting for some of you guys, like I said, like maybe this is family or friend group, but it could be like where you worked at a place where it's like you were really close with like your coworkers or something of the sort. Like it felt like family. And some people weren't happy about you leaving, but some people were happy for you, but it did cause you to stress out for a moment, but it's something that didn't last long. Yeah, and it's with the 2, 4, 6, 8 of cups in reverse. It seems like though you had to move on from something or move past something, that you realize that this was for the better and that you had to make this decision for yourself, like that it's okay for you to move past, like make this transition. Because this is what was keeping you up at night. If these were both like upright, it'd be showing me that you would be still being, or like from the past, like, you still were getting affected by this in the past. But it seems like you're not letting moving on affect you and keep you up at night. Okay. So let's just get some additional maybe advice cards from the past. Any advice from the past? Anything they need to take with them from the past? Anything that they need to learn from the past for pile 1, Spirit? For pile 1, what can you tell them about the past? What kind of message can you give them from the past? Pile 1, Spirit. So one thing that Spirit has some advice for you is your dreams need a practical plan. So whatever move you made, though you're very inspired and happy about the decision you made, and your spirit guides are just letting you know that to make this as successful as possible, that you should come up with a practical type of plan, whether it be maybe just fizzy, knock it off. Whether it be like you need to get a planner and start planning out your everyday tasks so that when you wake up in the morning, you're not just like trying to figure out what you're doing for the day. You already know what you're doing for the day because you have it already planned out. Or planning as in even just planning your month out or something, or planning for a trip, or however it resonates with you, whatever your dreams are, you need to create a practical plan. Spirit, any other messages for pile 1 for the past? We have meditate and contemplate. Yeah, so one way that you can figure out what type of practical plan you want to make is by meditating and contemplating what you want to do when making this plan. I feel like these two definitely go together. Let's see. Maybe we'll get a little bit of additional messages. Full moon in Taurus. Page 70. So, some additional messages for this card are: laziness could explain your current situation. If so, change that and own it. It says chasing money doesn't work. You need to chase a dream. Jealousy or envy create negative energy and attract negativity. More exercise is called for. So, like I said, it seems like with these decisions that you were making, where you had these opportunities and you were contemplating all these different ideas of what plan to go with next, I feel like what you were focusing on was money. Because emotionally, money is very fulfilling, and it obviously, people say money doesn't make you happy, which it necessarily doesn't, but it does reduce stress and other anxious feelings, because money does rule our world heavily. So I feel like you emotionally were thinking that by focusing on where the money is, that's where the happiness is going to lie for you. But I do see that maybe necessarily if you did choose to chase after money, that maybe you could still be having these sleepless nights and stuff. But for those of you who chose a more practical plan that maybe isn't going to give you as much money, but has just as much potential and something you're actually passionate about, that you're very inspired right now, and you're not having these anxious thoughts as much anymore, and you're not stressing out about making this move. But for those of you who are solely chasing the money and not actually caring about what's actually making you happy, for those of you, you could still very well just be just as inspired, but I feel like you could still be having some of these sleepless nights and stressing out about making this change in your life. And Spirit is just telling you that the reason why they're telling you to make a practical plan is because, and Spirit may not necessarily be saying that you're lazy, because it does say laziness could explain your current situation. If so, change that and own it. I feel like it's not sheer laziness, but it's even just finding motivation, where it's like, yes, you're very inspired, but in the past, like, you need to find motivation to really accomplish what you're trying to, like, go for with these options. Like, whatever it is that this thing that you're inspired about doing or achieving, you just do it and not think about it, not stress out about what other people think or the other options that you could have chose, or however it resonates. And it mentioned jealousy or envy create negative energy and attract negativity. And I feel like that's a message that might be specific to a certain group of you guys, because I'm not really seeing that so much. Besides, instead of it being jealousy or envy, I feel like with the Justice card here, that maybe you were being judgmental and being negative in that sort of light, instead of trying to bring everyone up. It's like, oh, I only want to be the one who's coming up, where that ego is coming in. And one way, when it says, like, even meditate and contemplate, I feel like even with the additional meanings for this card, it says more exercise is called for. It's a way for you to clear your mind and feel good about yourself, and just a good way to focus on yourself and gain motivation too. And then meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. 64. So the additional meanings for the meditate and contemplate, it says, face your fears, they may be holding you back. This situation is being healed. It's time to surrender to the divine. Chant Namo Nare Nai. But it's basically, that's a type of, like, meditation, like one that I always do. I found it in a book. It was saying how, like, her mother would tell her to say and you would repeat that and sit in silence until, like, your anxiety or other things would go away, or just to clear your mind. But that's basically what they're saying, is surrender to the divine and meditate. And they say, avoid being deceptive or willingly deceived. So you could be being deceptive because of jealousy or envy. I feel like that could pertain to maybe some of you. And this is obviously, right now we're still focusing on the past. So in the past, that's something that maybe you were too focused on. But during your past, this situation, whatever it is, it's being healed. But they really want you to meditate and contemplate. So yeah, that's what we have for your past. Let's move on and see what we have going on for the future. So, Spirit, for pile 1, what is their present? What can you tell them about their present? Spirit, what can you tell pile 1 about the present? King of Wands in reverse. Spirit, what can you tell them about their present? And the Knight of Wands. Interesting. So, the King of Wands in reverse. I feel that you're not looking at the past anymore, which is good. And I think you are doing some meditating and contemplating right now. I feel like that was something that you listen to your intuition, where you're taking, maybe even if you're not doing like real meditations, I think you're taking more time to listen to your intuition and your inner thoughts. And maybe you could be taking more moments of like silence, if that makes sense. What, like if you're like in the car, and instead of like turning on music right away, you might be like, you just like naturally have been forgetting to like put on the music. Like, so then you end up just sitting in silence and you don't even realize you're sitting in silence. And maybe there's a lot of emotional abundance that is coming to you right now with the Ace of Cups. Because you did have the Moon card for the past, and that has to do with your emotions heavily, but and even when you had I think it was the Seven of Cups, where you're this decision making, and I feel like whatever decision that's affecting you emotionally, I feel like you are currently in a state where whatever decision you made, you're emotionally being very fulfilled. Like your cup is full, and it's so full that it's overflowing, and I think you right now currently are able to spread that type of love and fullness to other people. Yeah, I feel like right now, like you're willing to like give to others. And maybe give to others, to some people like in the past, possibly. Like it's almost like you're forgiving some, like whatever things have happened in the past, or like forgiving yourself for like decisions you made, because you realize how abundant you're feeling in the moment, right now, presently. Can we clarify the Tower card? Spirit. So emotionally, presently, you're being very fulfilled. But I feel when it comes to maybe money, that you are feeling like that maybe one aspect in your life that still isn't being fulfilled, and maybe that's what sometimes can make you look back to the past, is that you're like, well, did I make the right decision money wise? Like emotionally, I feel fulfilled and I'm happy with that, but maybe when it comes to money, you are not being fulfilled, and you feel like at this moment you're having kind of like a crisis when it comes to money. You're like, what do I do? What can you tell pile one about the future, Spirit? What other messages do you have for pile one? What other messages do you have for pile one? Interesting. So for the past, you had this upright for the 2, 4, 6 of Swords, but now you have it in reverse. So maybe sometimes you do have these moments where you wish you could, like, I feel like you have this contradicting energy where it's like, no, I'm moving forward. No, I'm moving backwards. No, I'm moving forward. Like presently in your life. So it's like almost like maybe sometimes you wish you could just go back so that you could have made a decision for this money fulfillment because it's something that's affecting you right now. But I think something that Spirit wants to show you is that emotionally you are being very fulfilled right now. For pile 1, Spirit, any other messages? Any other messages for pile 1 for the present? What message do you have for pile 1 for the present? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides. I feel like there's a lot of hidden opportunity now for you where, because maybe sometimes you keep looking to the past and you're having a hard time pushing forward because you're so focused on money. Because once again, we had one of the, what was it? Where, yeah, presently you must be focused on money, and because you're focusing on that, you're missing out on all these other opportunities that are just moments away. Like, if you were to change your reality to stop thinking solely on the tower moments in your life, and which I'm assuming has to do with money, if you were to stop focusing on that, I think Spirit is trying to say that there's so many other new opportunities and new, new opportunities that can come your way that can that can even emotionally fulfill your need for money. Spirit, what other messages do you have for the Star card? Yeah. You have a huge opportunity once you decide to stop focusing on money, because you're gonna have some new opportunities, and it's going to bring abundance. I also just got the message that right now you could be looking very attractive because emotionally, because you are being fulfilled, though you have some of these things going on in the background. I think to the people around you right now, you look very, is the word healthy? Or you look, because your emotional needs are being met, it's showing on the outside, it's showing physically in your appearance right now. What other messages do you have, Spirit, for pile 1 for their present? What other messages do you have for pile 1 for their present? Judgment. Judgment in reverse. So, I think currently you're not listening to some of the messages your angels or spirit guides are trying to send you, because I think currently you're still having a hard time not being envious or judgmental or jealous of certain people. Like, though you are glowing and you are having, I feel like emotionally, once again, you're thriving, but I feel like because of some of the things in the past, and even when it has to do with money, you could be judging some of the people around you with the way that they spend their money, or how they live their daily life, or just it's almost like, yeah, you're bringing in some negativity that isn't needed in your life. And I feel like that's another thing that's blocking you from some of the blessings that could be approaching you, is that. And I feel like your spirit guides are trying to yell down to you and tell you, I heard, oh my God, I don't want to say this because I don't want to like get demonetized or something, but I heard like get your head out of your butt, you know, like, or ass, you know what I mean? But, and they want you to listen. They want you to listen to them in the way that, that they're trying to tell you that money isn't everything, and to stop being judgmental towards people that either have money or have things that you don't have. Yeah. Okay. Let's get a couple more messages. Spirit, for pile 1, what type of advice or other messages can you give them for their present? What kind of messages can you give them for their present? A personal issue reaches resolution, so that one's coming out again. Or is it? Did that come up for you guys the last time? No, I don't think so. But a personal issue reaches resolution. What other messages for pile 1, Spirit, for their present? What can you tell them about their present for pile 1? Woo! Believe in the impossible. And this one fell on the floor. Work through your fears. Yeah, so during your present time now, this could be a little bit in the future, but I am asking for the present. It's saying, at least currently right now, a personal issue is reaching resolution. So whatever this has to do with money, I'm assuming, but this could have to do with a personal relationship, maybe. I feel like this is going to resonate differently for some of you, because obviously in the past I was getting stuff with like people, but now I'm getting stuff with money, and in the past I was getting stuff with money too, but however it resonates for you. But whatever this personal issue is, it's apparently reaching a resolution currently, or your spirit guides are working on making it reach a resolution right now. Believe in the impossible. Yeah, so I feel like you're holding yourself back because, like, when it has to do, when I was talking about in the past with your dreams, to believe in your dreams, I feel like that's why they're also telling you to believe the impossible, because anything can happen. Yeah. And then work through your fears, and I feel like that's what Spirit is urging you to believe in the impossible, because you're not believing in the impossible because you have fear that is blocking it. And I feel like that's also something that is this tower moment with the money, with the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like this is fear here that you have built up, and it's causing a tower moment for you within your, this could just be mentally a tower moment. It might not be an outer moment situation with money, but it also can be. But you are feeding it by having this fear with it. You know what I mean? You have to believe that everything's going to work out for the best for you, and that the opportunity will come your way, and that you won't be struggling. But if you have a negative outlook on it, you aren't going to reach these opportunities. So Spirit is urging you to work through your fear currently, presently, and to believe in the impossible. So let's just check out what the additional meanings are in the book, because I feel like it always gives a lot more info. So full moon in Cancer, page 74. So the additional messages for a personal issue reaches a resolution, full moon in Cancer. It says, meditate to soothe heightened emotions. Yeah, so in the past, their Spirit has already been urging you to meditate. Or once again, like I was saying, like, And maybe you are doing this where you are presently taking, like I said, where it seems like you could be taking time to listen to your thoughts and um, taking moments of silence or even actually meditating. But Spirit is urging you to do it more, I think, because maybe this is something where it's like, if it happens, it happens, you know, in your situation, or if I feel like it, I feel like it. But Spirit is urging you to do it even when you don't feel like it. Also, it's saying, don't be clingy, stop sulking. Have you had enough family time lately? So, and maybe that was something in the past too, where it was saying how maybe you had to move a little bit from your family or like from your friends, something of the sort, where you have to kind of move away from them. I think they're urging you to get back in contact with them if that is something that has happened. But yeah, and I think with like, don't be clingy is not only like maybe clingy with the relationships you have in your personal life, but I can feel that more that it could be clinginess to an idea. And I feel like that has to do with fear too, is that like you're clinging to an idea that isn't serving you. Like clinging to the idea that money isn't going to come your way and that I'm going to be broke and that I'm not going to be able to pay my bills this month. That is fear, and you're clinging to that idea and you keep feeding that idea. You need to stop being clingy and release that idea and release that fear, so that great opportunities can come into play. Yeah. And that's where I feel like where even when it says stop sulking, it's like where I feel like you keep thinking about moving forward, but also thinking backwards, moving forward and then thinking backwards. And I feel like it's getting you in a sulky mood possibly. And don't do that. Just live in the present and meditate. When you're having those sulking moments, meditate, because it will bring clarity. Yeah. So let's look at Blue Moon, Believing the Impossible. Page 112. So it says, for the initial message, it says, miss this chance and it might not come back anytime soon. What happened may only happen once. The person you're inquiring about is a rare find. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. This situation is unlikely to repeat. So I think Spirit is just trying to insinuate to you that you need to work through your fears so that when a great opportunity comes your way, you're ready for it, and you're not going to be in this mindset where you're having these anxious thoughts or these back and forth thoughts like, what do I do? And if it does have to do with a person, it's saying like, if you're having anxious thoughts about this person, and thinking that things are going to go for the worst, they're trying to tell you that they're a rare find. And that don't self-sabotage. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on here, is that you might have some self-sabotage energy where, and this isn't always bad. Everyone goes through this. This is not like to pick on you or to say you're something or another. You know what I mean? Like, I am guilty of self-sabotaging by trapping myself with fear and other things like that. But yeah, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. And that's really, I think, the main message here with believing the impossible. And I just got attracted to. It says like attuned to the moon. It says I'm lucky, and I think that's something that you need to, that's a daily affirmation. I recommend you should write this down like on a sticky note or a little piece of paper, and like if you, like most people drive their car every day, you should put it in like the little like where your, what is it called, where like you can see your gas and your like where your speedometer is and all of that, you know what I mean? You should stick it there. So every time you get in your car, you see I'm lucky. And every time you look down at it, you see I'm lucky. And that's just an affirmation then that'll start getting ingrained in your mind, and you will actually start to feel luckier, or lucky things will actually start happening to you. And I think that's something that you should do currently, right now in the present. And it'll help you believe in the impossible and work through your fears too, maybe. So new moon in Scorpio, page 56. So additional meanings for this card is time to let go of a grudge you're holding, move on from jealousy, stop being obsessive. Could it be you're being paranoid? Make an investment. Yeah, so whether, like I said, whether this has to do with money or like relationship in your life, there is something coming out here where presently it's like you're having a hard time getting over this jealousy or judgment going on in your life right now. And it says stop being obsessive, and I feel like that has to do with whatever situation it is that you're in right now that is bringing you fear. And it's something that you probably are just having such a hard time to, like, you're like, I can't stop thinking about it. I keep going to the past and thinking about how I left this person or this thing or these people or the situation, and you're obsessing over the negatives. And Spirit is encouraging you to work through your fears and get over that so that you can get the best abundance in your life. Yeah, so that's what I have for your present. Now, let's move on to the future. This is the exciting part. So, once again, we'll just bring some good shuffles here. And I just got a message too where it was saying how though you had balance in the past, that you need to bring balance into the present, because that's something that maybe is that might be something that you kind of lost in the fog of focusing on things, like focusing on the fear and focusing on the jealousy, focusing on the just the negativity and the judgment, where I think you lost that balance, where now it's like you're too much like in your head or something, you know, focusing on the wrong things. So Spirit is telling you to bring balance back into your life again, like you had in the past, because I think it helped you stay grounded in a way too. Okay, Spirit, we are asking for pile 1, the future. What does their future hold? Oh. So once again, you got the Ace of Cups. And I promise, you guys just saw me shuffle. I thought I shuffled pretty good. So once again, you still in the future are going to have a lot of emotional fulfillment and emotional abundance. And I think Spirit is also encouraging you to spread that emotional abundance to other people, not to where your cup is going to get empty, but enough where it's just fulfilling for you to help other people. Okay, you have the King of Pentacles for the future. I think I see you in the future surrounding yourself with luxurious things. The Tower. Yeah, so if the Tower moment hasn't happened for you yet, it's happening in the future. Can we get a clarifying card for the Tower, please? Okay. Yeah, I think once again it has to do with money. Because the Nine of Pentacles, I'm pretty sure this is the 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles. When it's upright, this has to do with money, fulfillment, and I feel like once again you're gonna have this Tower moment, and once again, I don't know if this just has to do with your own thoughts where you're still letting it be destructive in the future. At least that is because the future is never set in stone. The future is literally written with a pencil because we have free will here on Earth. So you can change your future in any sort of way, and maybe it will change like after this reading, but or you work on certain things. But as of right now, for the future, it seems like some sort of Tower moment's going to happen, and it has to do with not having an abundance of money. The Five of Wands upright always reminds me of like conflict, but you did have it in reverse. So I think this Tower moment is going to be resolving some sort of conflict or fight, or like I heard battle. The Tower moment is going to be the reason this issue is resolved. Yeah. Any other messages, Spirit, for the future for pile one? Pile one, what? Whoa, that's way too many. Pile one for the future. Yeah, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. You got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse again. So, yeah, Spirit's really trying to relay a message here. And I really just think it's to stop focusing on money. Stop focusing on trying to surround yourself with luxurious things. Because in the end, the money isn't going to stop this Tower moment from happening, if that makes sense. That's kind of what I'm getting. What other message do you have for pile one, Spirit? What other messages do you have for pile one for their future? What other message do you have for pile one, Spirit, for their future? The Fool. So I feel like you could possibly, in the future, it's like you still are carrying this like fantasy in your head about a certain situation with maybe a certain person, but I don't think this has to do with a person. I think this has to do with something that you have created in your own mind. Basically made this a sort of reality for you, where you have created this false reality possibly, where you have this fantasy, I think, of having these luxurious things and having a lot of money and a nice big house and um and I think to you that that's what's going to bring more abundance to you. You know, when reading the Ace of Cups, like maybe that's something that you have been looking for, is more emotional. If you're not currently having a lot of emotional fulfillment, maybe that's something that you are yearning for and trying to get to for the future. And Spirit is telling you that this isn't going to fix all your problems. Yeah. What other message do you have for their future, Spirit? What other message do you have for Pile One's future? You could be getting a dog in the future, maybe. With this little dog here for the Fool card. For some of you. Not for all of you, though. What other messages do you have? Yeah, I saw the Hermit before, too. So I think in the future, when you are actually going to be devising up a plan, and you're going to be talking about it with either like I heard coworkers first, but maybe coworkers, friends or family, brothers or sisters, where you're going to be expressing it to people or someone or a group of people that you have this idea and you're starting to make a plan. And I think that is exactly what Spirit was just asking you to do for your present, is that they want you to devise a plan for the future so that whatever you have been fantasizing about, and it's not to say that with the Fool card and the King of Pentacles that those are things you can't have, because they are definitely absolutely things that you can have. But I think what Spirit is saying is you are becoming so obsessive over it that it's almost unhealthily obsessive, that it's keeping you from getting it, because there are things that you need to learn first before you can receive these this level of luxuriousness that you're kind of, I think, going for. Yeah, because I don't think Spirit is saying at all that living in your fantasy is a good thing, but you have to make sure, once again, where I was getting that message where it seems like you need to bring balance back into your life again, is that for the future, Spirit does want you to keep fantasizing about the great things that you can have, but don't become obsessive and don't let it ruin or run your life. But happy to see that you are going to be implementing ideas and structure to fulfill and get to your dreams, I feel like. And with the Hermit card in reverse, when I did see it before, I did see it upright, which makes me want to turn it upright, because I feel like, and maybe this could go either way for some of you, so I'm just going to give it both ways, but so for some of you, I feel like with the Hermit card that you guys, when you talk about this and when you get this this plan put together, that some of you guys will kind of go into hermit mode and stay at home more possibly, or just maybe not socialize as often as maybe you once were, because you're going to focus on what you have planned out, if that makes sense. But for some of you, with the Hermit card in reverse, it's telling me that you guys are doing just the opposite. Is that some of you will, I am hearing some of you guys will keep procrastinating, or that instead of going inward, you guys are maybe could keep surrounding yourself with other distractions and the fantasy without putting in the work. I'm seeing like where you guys talk about it, but you don't actually go in and like start working on it, where some of you guys are going to go work on it and some of you guys might not. But once again, everything is written in pencil when it comes to life. You can change your reality at any time. So if you don't like what you're hearing, it can be changed. Easy as that. It's just it's a mindset change. That's it. Okay, Spirit, any other messages for pile 1 for the future? What other messages? Hold on, I need to shuffle this more, I think. Says luck is on your side. Once again, that's so crazy that I told you guys to write, what was it? I'm lucky. Yeah, just like I'm lucky on like a piece of paper or something, because I feel like some of you guys are going to do that. And for the future, luck is going to be on your side because you listen to this reading, listen to your spirit guides when they told you to do this, and luck is going to be on your side, and you're going to receive the things that you're looking for in the future. So, Spirit, what other messages do you have for pile 1 for their future? Pile 1 for their future. What other messages do you have for pile 1 for their future? What other message do you have for pile 1 for their future? The energy is gaining momentum. We also got step out of your comfort zone. Yeah, and I think that's part of where presently it was saying that you need to stop letting like fear run your life. One other thing is Spirit's telling you, like now in the future, is now that you're starting to get over these fears, to really get over your fears is to step out of your comfort zone. But yeah, in the future, apparently energy is gaining momentum, meaning I have a feeling it has to do something with the tower moment or after like the tower moment. So let's see what we have in the book. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Page 58. And I think it's so funny that when it says luck is on your side, it's in the new moon is in Sagittarius, because my boyfriend is a Sagittarius, and I feel like it just seems to be that luck is always on his side when he's like in the right mindset. Like he is one of the luckiest people I feel like I've ever met. Like he just is lucky for no freaking reason. But yeah, that was just something that came to my mind. But the additional meanings for this card, for luck is on your side, says you need to laugh more. This is a wonderful time to start a course of study or teaching. Don't be narrow-minded. Start a week of gratitude practice, aka or e.g. via Facebook journal or blog. Right. So I think one way that luck is even going to be you're going to basically become more lucky in the future. One way that you can do that in the future is by sending gratitude even if you don't have the energy to maybe do it daily, or don't want to do it daily, but I encourage it. But something you should start doing is writing down your gratitude over and where it even says you need to laugh more. It came into my mind of you need to cherish laugh over the little things, smile over the little things, find gratitude in the smallest things, where it's you find a penny on the sidewalk and you're like, wow, I found a penny on the sidewalk. But I feel like that might have been a message specifically for some people where maybe they like finding pennies on the sidewalk or something. But where it's small things where it's my significant other made me dinner for me. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. Or even if you're single and you're by yourself and you find a bouquet of flowers that you just think is beautiful and you go and buy it for yourself and you just feel grateful that you can do fun, happy things for yourself. It's the small things. I feel I think, finding gratitude in your everyday life is going to be really valuable to you in the future, because it's going to bring even more luck than you will already have. Yeah. And I think it's funny how it says this is a wonderful time to start a course of study or teaching. That could definitely be a message for some of you guys, because I have, with the 3 of Pentacles here, it looks as if he is teaching these other 2 people about something that he had just learned, or telling his friends about something he had just studied and learned about. So however that resonates with you guys. And I feel like that also has to do with when setting a plan, where it said presently, you need to set some sort of plan for your future. One thing could be to study and learn about whatever it is that you're passionate about, and that brings you fire, something that brings you a lot of emotional abundance. Yeah. But once again, Spirit is ingraining in you. Don't be narrow-minded. Don't bring in any of these negative energies into the future. So moving on to the energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. It's page 98. So your additional meanings for this card is the situation is full of potential. Your dream can come true. More effort is yet required. Are you willing to give it? Review your goals and ensure you're still committed. Keep moving forward. Yeah. So for the future, Spirit is once again ingraining your dreams can come true, and they want you to keep reminding yourself of that even in the future. And how it was saying how in the past, I can't remember whether or not it was your past or your present, but it was saying how maybe you could be somewhat lazy when it comes to certain things. In the future, they're telling you that there is still more effort required in that. I feel like that's part of where they're kind of saying even just to be patient, and realize the potential that is still there. It's because these things take time. It doesn't happen overnight. Whatever your dream is, it doesn't happen overnight. But yeah, more effort is still required here. But you are gaining momentum. It's Spirit is seeing that you are putting in work, but more work is still required in the future. But once again, it says keep moving forward. So Spirit is still encouraging you, like, though there's still more work to do, keep moving forward, because if you keep moving forward, you're gonna get to the place you want to get to. And maybe in the future, you just need to review your goals to ensure that you're still committed in certain goals that you set for yourself. Like, is this something I'm still interested in? Is this still something that I want to put my time and energy into? And if it is, Spirit wants you to keep going. And if it isn't, put it off to the side and start working towards something that you know is that you want to stay committed to for the future. But yeah, that's what I'm getting, guys, for your past, present, and future. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you guys want a personal reading from me, my website will be linked down below, HattiePsychicTarot.com. Not only that, but other socials down below. I have my Instagram that you guys can check me out, Hattie Psychic Tarot, along with my actual Instagram, Hattie Bleibtrey. And check me out on TikTok. I am starting to post daily messages for the collective on there. And there'll probably be more other content. It could just be of me, because I don't have a Hattie Psychic Tarot TikTok. I just have it Hattie Bleibtrey, because personally, if you want to watch my readings, I feel like you should get to know me too. So you'll find readings there, and also just things with me in my life and myself. But once again, if you guys enjoyed this reading, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you resonated with it. And I'll see you guys in the future. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your past, present, future reading. So, let's just get started. You guys picked this little tiny, I was gonna say crystal. It's not a freaking crystal. It's it's a little shell. Oh, still have the other one there. But you guys had this little baby crystal. I said it again. Oh my gosh, shell. So for this card, this is going to be your guys' like overall energy, to see if this pile resonates with you immediately. So you guys have the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. And I'm also going to get the additional messages in the book to give you guys some additional messages to see if you resonate with it. So full moon in Capricorn, page 86. So the additional messages: a professional project may be ending now, or admit if you have been overly hard-headed or hard-nosed. Find a balance between your personal and private lives. It's time to stop fearing the worst. Yeah, so if you resonate with any of those messages, this pile could be for you. If you don't, you can stick around a little longer and see if we're going to start off with the past and see if that resonates with you at all. But that's what we have for kind of your overall energy. So let's just get started. So Spirit, for pile 2, we are on to pile 2. What can you tell pile 2 about the past? What message do you have for pile 2 of the past? Spirits, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, what message do you have for pile 2 about the past? So it's funny, you guys got the Tower card, which was something that was a bit prominent in the first group. So we'll see. Let's see what other messages for the past. I'm gonna take this one. We'll take the Empress too. You know, we're gonna take all of them. Okay. So I'm seeing so far for the past that you had some sort of major moment in your life, and I'm assuming it affected you. I guess I could say negative, but it affected you in a way that shook your life up a bit. And I think from the past, you gained a lot of wisdom, with the Empress being here. And the past has made you learn how to listen to your intuition when it comes to either people or, like whether it be like a romantic relationship, friendship, however it pertains into your life. And I feel like in the past, you had an offer come to you that you could have possibly denied, or you just weren't willing to receive. And not only that, but in the past, with the Death card, it reminds me of, since you got the Tower card, it seems like with this Tower, whatever major moment has happened to you in the past, that it brought a new beginning. But with that, I think it did bring like trust issues or something. That's what I'm like picking up, is like the Tower moment has brought trust issues, but you have gained a lot of like learned how to use your intuition in the best way after this Tower moment, and like more wise. And in the past, you were much more in your feminine energy. Maybe not much more, you could still presently be, we don't know, because I haven't gotten to that yet, but in the past you have heavily been in your more feminine side, whether you are a male or a female, because we're talking about energies, just because everyone has feminine and masculine in them, whether you are a boy or a girl. Yeah, what other message do you have, Spirit, about the past for pile 2? Yeah, so you could have been, this was a card that actually poked out to me before I started your guys' reading. So in the past, you could have been juggling and trying to balance out someone or something in your life. With it being Pentacles, it could be pertaining to money, but I am getting more of the feeling that this has to do with a certain relationship in your life. Once again, whether it be friendship or romantic relationship, or like if it has to do with a family member, or however it resonates. That I think with the Tower moment and then this new beginning, it's making you have to juggle new things in your life, possibly. Like in the past, like where it's like, can I get a clarifying card for the Two of Pentacles, please? Spirit, can I get a clarifying card for the Two of Pentacles? Yeah, this was something, I have a feeling this has to do with the Tower moment, where this was something that you were juggling a certain situation in the past, and it had caused a Tower moment in your life and a new beginning. And it might not necessarily have felt like the best new beginning, because obviously new beginnings can be great, and sometimes new beginnings can hurt, but they still are great in the end. You know what I mean? Like in the future, you realize you're like, oh, glad that happened to me actually. But this tower moment did hurt you, and whoever you were juggling or whatever tasks you were juggling, they definitely made you sad and depressed. It made you moody, whatever it was. But a new beginning had been starting for you in the past. Spirit, what other messages do you have for the past for pile 2? The Devil. So, yeah, you could have been like tied down to someone. I'm getting that this is probably a romantic relationship for a lot of you, but this very well doesn't have to be. It can have to do with a friendship or other sort of relationships in your life. But you were feeling chained down to someone or something, and you were juggling whether or not to, I assume, keep this person in your life or the situation, whatever. And this was something where you had to have a tower moment happen, I think, because you were chained down and you could have been slightly addicted to this person or thing or this relationship. You yeah, and they were tying you down, but not for the better. Spirit, what other messages do you have for pile 2? The Hermit in reverse. So in the past, this made you go, I think this made you want to go into hermit mode, but I don't think you did. I think you put aside going inward and focusing on what just happened, and I feel like you kind of pushed it off and you didn't go inward maybe how you should have, possibly. So I'm just even getting a message that even though this is something from the past, I feel like presently, we'll see what ends up coming up, but presently something that you should do is go inward if you didn't in the past. Because I think that that's important for healing. Spirit, what other messages do you have for the past for pile 2? So with this person, you might have had to put your foot down, whatever situation that it was. Like I said, if it's a person where you need to learn to ground yourself because you were juggling something that was not emotionally fulfilling you. And I feel like even when this person did offer you their cup or offered you their kind of trying to offer you emotional fulfillment, I feel like either you weren't receiving it and you didn't want to receive it, or that it wasn't emotionally fulfilling when they did. Like, though you could see that they were trying their best, maybe it wasn't, you needed more, possibly. But you were very tied down to this person because I feel like emotionally they brought a lot of fulfillment to you, and it was almost addicting to keep this person around because you thought that you needed them in your life. Because you knew how it would hurt to let them go because you valued this relationship with this person, even though emotionally they were not giving you enough, or it's almost like they would give you their cup, but they would leave the other 3 cups for themselves. So it's not even like they're splitting with you. They are they're giving you a small amount of your time. And I feel like you could have been also confused, for some of you, where this possibly for some of you could have been a third party type of thing, or like where it's like a three, where it's like you were juggling yourself with another person, or you were juggling two people at the same time. And this could have caused a tower moment. But once again, in the past, I think this has brought a lot of, you have a newfound intuition when it comes to certain things in your life, where you know how to listen and when to listen to yourself, because of this tower moment, and now that you had this new beginning happen in the past. What other message do you have, Spirit, for pile 2? What other message do you have for their past? So 2, 4, 6, 7 of Swords. So someone or you could have been sneaky in the past, where you were stealing, you could have been taking, I feel like it's more like stealing. This card always reminds me of like stealing. Like you could have been just straight up stealing in the past, but like stealing from stores and other things. But I think you could have been stealing time, money, emotionally stealing things from people, or in the past people were doing that to you. Yeah. What other message do you have, Spirit, for the past for pile 2? What other message do you have for Spirit for pile, oh my gosh, the Hierophant for the past? So I think in the past, with the Hierophant coming out, that I'm hearing like that you were wanting people to listen to you, that you were wanting to take a stand, like once again, where it's like standing your ground, where you're like, I want to take a stand for something that was happening in your life, like like for some of you, where I said this could be like a third, like where there's like a 3-person situation where it's you and 2 other people, that in the past you had to put it straight to the 2 people you were juggling with. And maybe it's because you had to figure out who was the one who in your life was the person that was deceiving you and taking from you without you knowing. I think I just want to get a clarifier for this 7 of Swords. Spirit, can you clarify the 7 of Swords? Yeah, so once again with balance, it's like you or someone else was taking more than receiving in your life. And in the past, you were trying to find balance, but maybe in the background you couldn't get balance without having this tower moment and figuring out who is it in your life that is taking from you too much. Because with the High Priestess, with it in reverse, well, the High Priestess in general, it always reminds me, because there's this black and white pillar, and it reminds me of like the yin yang, and that also just reminds me of like balance, because with good there's bad, and like stuff like that. And with it being in reverse, I feel like that's something in the past that is like you were having a hard time juggling this give and take, this balance energy. And it had to do with either you being this Seven of Swords or someone else in your life being the Seven of Swords. Okay, so let's move on to the Moonology. Let's get a couple more messages. Spirit, what other message do you have for pile 2 from the past? What can you tell pile 2 about from the past? Believe in the impossible. And the energy is gaining momentum. So, let's see. So I feel like with this new beginning in your past, I think Spirit in the past is trying to show you to believe in the impossible, though things hurt right now, and that things might not seem like they're turning in your favor right now. Spirit in the past is trying to tell you that greater things are coming, and this could have to do then with your present too, but we'll see. So believe in the impossible, blue moon. So the additional meanings for that card is miss this chance and it might not come back any time soon. What happened may only happen once. The person you're inquiring about is a rare find. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. This situation is unlikely to repeat. So, for some of you, I have a feeling that maybe a third person came into your life and you had a hard time juggling and figuring out what you needed to do. And I think if there's a new person that came into your life, that this person is a rare find and you should value them coming into your life, because this is an opportunity for a new beginning and to maybe get rid of the person in your life. Obviously this is from the past, but the person from your past that was taking from you. And Spirit's insinuating that in the past that this is an offer to not let get away if it's with a person that even if it seems too good to be true, believe in the impossible because it's meant for you. Yeah. And then we'll go to waxing moon. The energy is gaining momentum. So page 89 or 98. So additional meanings for this card is the situation is full of potential. Your dreams will come true. More effort is yet required. Are you willing to give it? Review your goals and ensure you're still committed. Keep moving forward. So once again, it's with the believe the impossible. It's crazy how in the additional message for the energy is gaining momentum that it says your dreams can come true. So believe in the impossible. You can get exactly what you want, and they're telling you that whatever it is, the situation is full of potential. There's so much great potential that can happen. And I have a feeling this has to do with a person that has come into your life and that you had to it's it's almost like maybe someone came to you and offered you their cup, and after this tower moment, and it's like you didn't want it. You weren't taking on the opportunity in the past, and you could have been, when you were supposed to be focusing on yourself, you might not have been, but to a point, it's like you were taking a moment to understand what had just happened, and listening to your intuition, because this is a new beginning. So you're realizing that maybe this person did come into your life for a reason, but now you're realizing you're juggling between what has just happened and this new person, and you're already still in heartbreak, and you're like, I don't know, because I haven't let this other thing go. But you're having a hard time taking the time to get deep, and reflect on everything. But in the past, it's like you ended up standing your ground, I'm assuming, and realizing what was taking from you. And from there, I feel like then you could make, with the Hierophant card, you were making then a better judgment as to what steps you needed to take next, because you're juggling possibly a new opportunity with a person, but also dealing with things that have just happened in your life. Yeah, and learning to balance the things in your life, and dealing with this thing that hurt you. But once again, Spirit was saying in the past, and maybe even still present, is saying that the situation is full of potential. It's just there's more effort required on your end to make it great, to make it what it needs to be. But Spirit is saying to make sure you keep moving forward. Don't get stuck in the past. All right, so that was your past. Let's move on to your present. Okay, so Spirit, for pile 2, what can you tell me, or what can you tell them about their present? What can you tell pile 2 about their present? Spirit, angels, ancestors, spirit guides. What can you tell pile 2 about their present? What can you tell pile 2 about their present? What can you tell pile 2 about their present? Spirit, angels, ancestors, spirit guides. What can you tell pile 2 about their present? Okay. Well, it seems like right now in the present, you have learned to move on from what has happened to you in the past. And you aren't stuck in the fantasy and the illusions that you were in the past, that maybe this person or whatever the situation was, you have broken free from that illusion. And you have been learning to move on, and it seems like you have found a reason to celebrate, and you have found a reason to celebrate with the people that you love or your friends. And it seems like you are leaving whatever whatever emotions that were holding you back in the past, you're leaving them in the past. You're moving on from it, and you're the only thing that you are taking is with you after moving on and moving past this is what you learned from the past with the swords. I feel like because the swords represent, I'm pretty sure it represents like, it's like intellectual or like, so when I think of like intellectual, it's making me think of like the things you learned. That's the only thing you're taking with you, and you're leaving behind with the cups. Cups have to do with emotion, and you're leaving those in the past, which is really so great to see, because most people have a really hard time doing that. And I feel like what's helping you right now in the present to do that is you are manifesting something in your life. You're just manifesting a better new beginning, because you did have a new beginning in the past, and I feel like now you are in that new beginning in the present right now, and you are taking what you learned and you're just enjoying life for what it is. You're staying present but manifesting the great things to come, because I think you realized in the past that though the tower moment happened, that it had to happen so that you could be as happy as you are now. And I see that there could be more of an abundance of money that also has come into the present, because you have listened to your intuition and left the emotions in the past and only took the lessons. And I think spirit could be gifting you with financial freedom or financial wealth, or that could be something that you're manifesting too. But not only financial wealth, but I think the joy of being around family, and I'm getting like this huge sense of feeling of like feeling content with like the people you're around, and everybody treats each other like family, and yeah. Spirit, what other messages do you have for the present? The sun, yeah. So I feel like things like you are having brighter days right now, from the past, and that is just so great to see that you have been strong enough to leave what needed to be left, and because of that, you have bright, shiny days right now where you are having a good time. You are valuing the relationships that are in your life, and you're being grateful for the things that are in your life too. Spirit, what other messages do you have for pile 2 for their present? What other messages do you have for pile 2 for their present? Wow, that's crazy that the sun and the moon just came out. And I feel like that's insinuating to me too that you have brought a sense of balance into your life when it comes to you emotionally, and staying present in your life also, like intuitively you are staying. I feel like some of you guys are spiritual people, like you guys like watching readings or just like being informed about other spiritual things. That's just kind of what I'm picking up, because you guys are really working hard towards your future and your like mental health, because you are acknowledging your emotional side, and you're also acknowledging like your physical side of things when it comes to the people that you're around, and like who you're surrounding yourself with. Yeah. What other messages do you have, Spirit, for pile 2 for their present? what message do you have for their present? In the present though, you still could be carrying some of the burdens from the past. Though emotionally you are trying to leave everything in the past, you're working towards getting rid of these burdens, I think, because or you're carrying some sort of weight still on your shoulders. Though you have left most everything in the past, it's almost like, see how there's like this missing cup here I'm like being directed towards? It's like there's one thing that you haven't left in the past. And you're still carrying the burden of it. And I feel like that's one thing Spirit's trying to acknowledge to you, that maybe that's something that you still need to let go of. What other message do you have for pile 2 for the present, Spirit? So you have the 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of Wands. The burden that you could still be carrying, or no, I think presently you feel like you don't have to feel like you have to watch your back anymore. And it almost, with the depiction of this, it's almost like you picked up all of these wands and you're carrying away like this burden that you were working on getting rid of something, because with him looking behind him, it's almost like watching his back, or once again something from the past that made you have to watch your back, and it's like you're working on getting rid of that right now. Yeah, like it's like you're having a hard time getting rid of, there's like, yeah, you're having a hard time getting rid of this one burden, and you're trying to pick up the pieces and get rid of it, but it's like you're working on not looking to the past anymore so that you can get over this. Because for the most part, it seems like you have worked really hard towards manifesting a great and better future ahead of you, and you are happy and you're celebrating, and you have good and I feel like with the sun and the moon, it's like you have good days and you have bad days, but you are still working towards letting these things go, which is really awesome to see. And I feel like because of your hard work, Spirit is letting you know with the, I think this is 2, 4, 6, 8, the 9 of Cups, that there is going to be some new emotional opportunities that are going to be coming your way. Yeah, like some emotionally fulfilling opportunities. Because you had to leave all these cups in the past, I feel like Spirit is saying that in the present, they are working on bringing you more cups, to replace those ones from the past. What those are, I'm not exactly sure. And you know what's funny is I was just holding onto the deck and the Empress is on the bottom. So I feel like this is, for your present, you are still acknowledging, you're still listening to your intuition and listening to your heart when it comes to making decisions and other things in your life currently. Let's get into the Moon Oracle again. And Spirit, what messages can you give pile 2 about their present? Spirit, what messages can you give pile 2 about their present? Spirit, what messages can you give pile 2 about their present? What messages can you give pile 2 about their present, Spirit? We have a time for healing. That would make a lot of sense because I feel like that was something I mentioned where with the Hermit card, you had it in reverse in the past and you weren't taking that time to heal in the past. But now in the present, I think Spirit is acknowledging that now that you are balancing out all these things and there's, like I said, maybe one last thing that you're trying to move on from the past, Spirit is saying take that time to heal. So then all these great new opportunities, emotionally fulfilling opportunities can come your way and that you'll be ready for them. What other messages do you have, Spirit, for the present for pile 2? What other messages do you have for pile 2 for the present? It says you and your loved ones are safe. So I mean, like, that could be something that you're concerned about, but I would like to see what some of the additional messages are in the book about that. Spirit, what other messages do you have for pile? Ooh, oh my God, so many just came out. That is way too much. Though there's a bunch that fell on the ground, but the only one that revealed itself to me was this one. So I'm gonna take it, and it says, "Don't let your past hold you back." So once again, Spirit is insinuating to keep moving forward, and once again, where I was saying there's this burden that is still holding you back, that's still in the past, that you're still hanging on to. Spirit, I think, is trying to push you to not let your past hold you back any longer. All right, let's get the additional messages here. So first we'll do time for healing. Balsamic moon. Oh, here we go. Page 38. So the additional messages for a time for healing, it says, it's time to let go of the past. Wow. You still have this card here too. It's time to let go of the past. You are about to turn a corner. You need more time to heal. Think about how the situation would look if everyone were healed. Yeah, I feel like those are great additional messages for your guys' present situation. Especially, like, think about how the situation would look if everyone were healed. Like, that is a great perspective to look at when some things still hurt from the past, where you can look at and see, try to envision what it would look like if everyone in the situation were healed. I feel like that's really comforting and can help you move on from the past. And it says you are about to turn the corner, which I really feel that, because I feel like you guys are so close. Like, you guys have done so much healing, and I feel like Spirit, it's like you're not quite done yet healing, but you are so close. And I just got, like, emotional for a second, where I feel like they're just really proud of you, of how far you've come, and that you are so close to being around the corner from this past situation that has hurt you. Yeah. Okay, now we'll go to you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Page 48. So the additional messages are, let someone get a bit closer to you. A new cycle is starting for your child or children. And this could be your inner child too or something. Like as in like that could have to do with you. It says it's time to review your goals. Have they changed? Meditation will help you banish your insecurities. Spending time near water will bring you peace and answers. Yeah. So, and I feel like that's where it has to come into play too, with there's more time for healing right now, where letting someone to get a bit close to you. I feel like this is maybe somebody from your past, that maybe that third party person, or however it resonates with you, where there's a certain person in your life where I feel like you have denied them and they have a lot to offer for you. And I think you should let them get a little closer to you. At least that's what Spirit is saying. A new cycle is starting for your children or child or children. So if you do have children, that could be very well be true. Otherwise, I think that has to do with your own inner child, as in like you have let go of so many things from the past that you have this new beginning coming for your own like inner self. And if you do have any insecurities, like when it comes to like this burden, I always talk about that for your present is meditation will help you banish those insecurities. That's what it's saying. And by one thing that you can do is go by the water and meditate, because it's saying spending time near the water will bring you great peace and answers, because water can be super healing. But yeah. And then we have South Node, don't let your past hold you back. So the additional messages for this card: a relationship is karmic and has played out across many lifetimes. Your attraction to someone may be verging on the obsession. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Yeah, so, and I feel like that does have to do with your past, that whatever happened to you in the past was a karmic situation that was meant to happen in your life. So, don't beat yourself up over the past and like a certain situation from the past, because this was meant to happen and you karmically signed that this would happen probably in your life, you and that person. And so that's one reason just to move on from it. But Spirit is also trying to let you know, and I feel like this also has to do with the past, where it says your attraction to someone may be verging on obsession. And I feel like that also has to do with the past, that when it had the Devil card, where you were so obsessed with this person that it was holding you back, it was chaining you down, and it wasn't helping you move forward in your life in any greater way. So don't let it in your present time. Don't keep thinking about this person, because they're in the past now and you have better things coming to you right now in the future, or in the present even. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Yeah, so like it's like I feel like that's like almost like a message where I just heard like the example of like where it's like, just because you can text your ex doesn't mean you should. Like something like that. Or just because you can text the person who hurt you, you know, like doesn't mean you should. You know, and I feel like that pertains to whatever situation that you guys know is happening in your life, that maybe just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. So that's another message from Spirit too. Okay. So that was your present. Now let's move on to the future. And I feel like the future is always really exciting. Everybody always gets excited for the future. At least I do. But I don't know. Sometimes the future disappoints me with what it has to say. I'm like, oh, that's what I had to say? I hate to say that, because Spirit's probably like, I feel like Spirit's like hitting me in the hand, like, shut up. Like, you know everything in the future. Like, it always happens for a reason. But I feel like I'm just saying that because of, oh wow, this one just flew out. This could be a message for some of you guys. Communication is key. So that might be an additional message that just came out for you guys. But I'm just shuffling up these decks again so that they're ready for the future. Okay. All right, let's shuffle up this one. Boop, 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 boop. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Spirit, for pile 2's future, what can you show pile 2 about their future? Angels, ancestors, spirits, what can you show pile 2 about their future? Temperance, justice in reverse. Queen of Cups, what can you show pile 2 about their future? What can you show pile 2 about their future? I got like the message where like some of you guys, when I was saying something earlier about like talking about the future, the reason why that message came up is because some of you guys like don't look forward to the future. Like, I'm scared of the future. Like, that was a message that I got where some of you guys are like that. But okay, so far for the future, it seems like in the future you learn to balance yourself out emotionally with the Temperance card, and that you are really enlightened in the future, like where you listen to your, like where in the beginning in your past where you learned a lot about your intuition and about like things with your, like your feminine side, like I was saying. And I feel like this is a huge value to you in the future, and you like thrive off of that in the future, where you're just very awakened to a lot of your senses when it comes to your intuition and the things going on around you and just being balanced. I also see for in the future, so you have the Justice card in reverse, and it's interesting because the Justice card also talks about balance, but it's in reverse. And so it's interesting how you have the Temperance card where, see, and maybe it's because you emotionally have become very balanced, but maybe you aren't as balanced when it comes to your masculine side, and like almost like being less balanced and being assertive. Like emotionally you're a very balanced person, but once again, when it becomes to like being assertive, it's like, it seems like that is a struggle for you in the future. You also have the Queen of Cups in reverse. And with that being in reverse, I think that is saying, once again, that emotionally, you guys are very open. Because with the Queen of Pentacles upright, it has this is the only closed cup that there is, and it reminds me of being closed off from emotions and being a little bit cold-hearted at times. But I don't think in the future that you won't be that way. Like, because like in your present time, it was even saying how sometimes I feel like you have a hard time opening up to maybe some of the people around you. And I don't think that's going to be a problem anymore in the future, where you will find it easier to open up to other people. And I'm hearing too with the Justice card, like in reverse, that maybe still from the past, or like even still from like where you are at in the present, that in the future you might be still feeling somewhat unbalanced from the situation that had happened. Like you in the future you feel like you maybe didn't get fully full clarity. I'm hearing like when it comes to like the physical, which I don't know what that means necessarily, but because like with the temperance, like emotionally it seems like you are balanced, and I think have found clarity. But I mean, like maybe even emotionally, maybe you didn't completely find clarity in the future. But I feel like you have, because of the temperance card being balanced. And so I feel like this has to do with like somewhat in the physical where you are not balanced in that type of way. But I'm seeing also in the future that you take more time out to rest, with the Four of Swords. Yeah, I'm definitely getting for some of you guys that some of you guys have a child. Not all of you guys, but you have been taking time for yourself because your child is of a lot of value to you, and you realize that you need to have a lot of energy and not even clarity, maybe clarity, but balanced emotions for them. And if it's not for like a child, I think it's just for the people around in your life. And once again, did this come out in your last one, the Fool in reverse? I don't know if this was you guys or the pile before that, because I've been doing this for a while, but no, I think that was for the other pile. But with the Fool in reverse, the Fool always reminds me of kind of made up illusions, or like where you're thinking of your dream world, or but with it being in reverse, it's like you are not letting illusions get in your way in the future. You're only looking at things from an intuition perspective, which I think even with the Justice card, it's also telling you that sometimes remember to look into your masculine, which I think you do in the future though too, because you have the seven, oh my gosh, seven could be mean something to you guys, because I don't know why that just came out of my mouth. But the Four of Swords, because the swords always remind me of kind of more masculinity, and I feel like that's where sometimes you go inward to get some of those answers, where you're thinking not only intuitively, but you are also thinking intellectually. And you're not letting like illusion or other things consume your mind, if that makes sense. And I think you guys have the Two of Cups in reverse. So I think once again in the future, there is somebody in your life in the future that the Two of Cups always reminds me of two people emotionally exchanging cups. And normally that can have to do with like a new partner coming in, or like as in romantic, or in like as in friendship. With that being in reverse, like maybe that's something that you're not wanting to focus on in the future, or you're just not looking for a partnership in the future, because you're taking the time out for yourself to focus on you, and maybe just some of the like already existing relationships in your life, because you're learning to open up to the people around you. Spirit, what other messages do you have for pile 2 for their future? The Devil. What other messages do you have for pile 2 for their future? Interesting. So it's interesting because you are it seems that you are focusing on yourself and staying out of illusions, and you're not wanting to exchange cups with like another person. Like, it's like you're not wanting a new relationship in your life, but there is still going to be something in your life or something new in your life in the future where you're focusing possibly on something that is addicting, or something that could be chaining you down. This could have to do with materialistic items, or it's interesting because it seems like, because like I said, in the future, it seems like you're going to be very emotionally balanced, but then you have the Ace of Cups in reverse, which is making me think that you are losing emotional fulfillment somewhere in the future, where it could be that in the future someone or something, some sort of situation where it's like in the future you find this balance and you are starting to open up to other people, and you're getting content with being with yourself and going inward and learning to be there for the people that are already in your life, and you're not letting illusion follow you. But I'm kind of confused as to, there's something that ends up happening in the future where you end up getting consumed in something that becomes possibly addictive, something that chains you down, and it emotionally, I think, starts throwing off that balance for you again. And something is telling me that it might have to do with you not wanting to share your emotions with a certain person once again. Because it's keeping you from getting emotional fulfillment. Spirit, what other messages do you have for pile 2 for their future? What other messages do you have for pile 2 for their future? The Page of Swords in reverse. I feel like I'm getting mixed messages for your future. Because obviously, with the future, your future is not set in stone. The future is written with a pencil because we have free will here on Earth. So anything can change. So for some of you, I feel like there's like 2 different paths possibly, or because with the Page of Swords in reverse, the Page of Swords upright sometimes makes me think of somebody who somewhat has their guard up, but with it being in reverse, that would mean that you're not having your guard up anymore. Which I think would be a good thing, because you're becoming more emotionally open, and emotionally balanced, and it's like you're going inward, and it just seems like you're doing the work, but there's some sort of devil situation that comes in here, whether it be a person or a mindset that you end up catching, that starts emptying your cup, emotionally starts emptying you. And it's like, for some reason, you're not getting the red flag when it starts to happen. Spirit, what other messages do you have for pile 2 for their future? I see you in the future contemplating a lot of things, and there could be a conflict that ends up happening here. And like, I'm being drawn to this man's cape, and it seems like he's had to patch up his cape because it seems like it's gotten ripped and torn and he's had to fix it. And I feel like you are here contemplating I'm hearing like, is this really what I'm doing, or something like that? And I feel like that has to do with maybe somewhat with the devil card. Like, you're like contemplating, like, is this the path that I'm gonna take? Like, and this creates some sort of conflict in your life in the future, whether it be with another person or just an internal conflict. And I feel like this has to, I'm getting it that it has to do with an internal conflict. And I feel like that internal conflict is whatever this devil card is in the future. Yeah. All right, we're going to move on to the Moonology again and get some additional messages. So, Spirit, what other messages do you have for pile 2 about their future? What other message do you have for pile 2 about their future? You got, once again, believe in the impossible. I think that's one that you got last time. Believe in the impossible. Spirit, what message do you have for... Your dreams need a practical plan. I can see that here because I feel like that has to do with like this contemplation where it's like Spirit can see you contemplating, but they're telling you that you need a practical plan in the future. What other message do you have for pile 2 for their future, Spirit? What other message do you have for pile 2 for their future? I'm hearing jumbled up, and maybe that has to do with this. Like, I'm hearing like you're feeling jumbled up. I don't know if that even makes sense to you guys, but it's time to take action. And, you know, that might have to also do with this. Let's just get right into like the meanings here, the additional messages. So Blue Moon, believe in the impossible. Page 112. So for the additional messages for this card, it says, miss this chance and it might not come back anytime soon. What happened may only happen once. The person you're inquiring about is a rare find. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. This situation is unlikely to repeat. Yeah. So if there's a person that comes into your life, Spirit is trying to tell you that in the future, this is somebody, they're a rare find. yeah, and I feel like they're trying to tell you that they don't want you to miss an opportunity here in the future. So going back to, let's see, full moon in Taurus, your dreams need a practical plan. Page 44. Additional meanings for this card, it says, you will soon be able to afford the thing you're dreaming of. Get clear on what you value most will help you find peace. Oh wait, I'm reading the wrong one. I must be in the... Oh, I did new moon, not full moon. Oopsie. Full moon in Taurus, page 70. My bad. Okay, the additional meanings for this card is laziness could explain your current situation. If so, change that and own it. Chasing money doesn't work. You need to chase a dream. Jealousy or envy creates negative energy and attracts negativity. More exercise is called for. So, yeah, and that could be with the Devil card too, that maybe this has to do with jealousy, negativity, that ends up coming in. Because maybe it has to do with this past person or past situation where you're looking back in the future and you're like kind of jealous that maybe this person is doing well, or this whatever it has to do with, like they're doing well or something, and you just don't like it. But Spirit is saying, don't bring that negativity, don't start harnessing that negativity. And one thing that can help you make sure that you don't is by exercising more. And yeah. And then it's time to take action. New moon in Aries, page 42. So the additional meanings for this card is do your best and be happy with that. Avoid being brash now. You need a 12-month plan. A new male is coming into your life. Yeah, and like I feel like that's kind of like a reoccurring thing throughout your past, present, and future, and that there's this new person coming into your life. And I don't know if you keep denying them or something and they keep coming back, but I think they keep coming back for a reason if that's the case. And I think you should really take on the opportunity to exchange cups with them. Whether it be a friendship or a romantic relationship. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 2. I hope you enjoyed. If you guys want a personal reading from me, it'll be, my website will be linked down below, Hattie Psychic Tarot. Not only that, but you guys can also find me on Instagram and TikTok. My socials will be posted down below. Hattie is Psychic Tarot for Instagram, and it's just Hattie Bleibtrey on TikTok. But I am starting to post daily messages on my TikTok, so you can check me out there. Also, if you want to follow my personal life, there is my Instagram, just at Hattie Bleibtrey. And not only that, but on my TikTok, it's both me and my spiritual tarot side, and not only that, but my myself. So I feel like if you like watching my readings, you should just keep up with me too. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the future. Bye. Oh, and also pile 2, not only that, but make sure to give this video a like, a thumbs up, and make sure to leave me a comment if you resonated with this reading, because I love hearing feedback. So let me know. But once again, I'll see you later. Bye. Hi pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we're doing your past, present, future reading. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I probably look a little different because I'm filming this a little later than I did the other 2 piles. But The pile underneath this little shell that you guys picked out, this is going to be your overall energy, so then it gives you a better determination on if this is the pile for you, if you pick the correct one. Even if you maybe don't resonate with the card here, you guys actually had, looks like 3 that came out. I was only intending to get 1, but you guys 3 came out for you, so lucky you guys. Even if you guys don't resonate with the 3 cards originally, maybe just keep watching the video a little further and you guys might resonate with the rest of the messages. Otherwise, you guys can look at a different pile and see if any of those resonates with you too. Otherwise, if you guys don't see any messages in any of those piles, then there was no messages here for you. So yeah, first we're gonna start off with, obviously I'm just gonna go over your 3 little main cards here, and then we're gonna go into past, and then we'll do present, and then we'll do future. But so let's just jump right into it. So you guys have confidence is your key to success. Adjustments are required. And nothing is yet set in stone. Okay, so for the rest of the groups, I read the little additional messages for their main card. So I'm just gonna do that for each card for you guys so you see if it resonates with you. Let's see, confidence is key to success. New moon in Leo. Page 50. And also, sorry if my voice is sounds kind of weird. I went to a concert last night and I lost my voice. So it's a little raspy today, but the additional messages for this card, it says it's time for you to show the world, or it's time for you to show the world what you've got. Shine your light, have some pride, spoil yourself. You've earned it. You've turned someone's head. Okay, so you guys could maybe currently be having people that are kind of have their eye on you. And they're saying, let's say that your confidence also maybe isn't at an all-time high at the moment, that one way to raise your confidence would be to spoil yourself. And it doesn't even have to be spending money on yourself, but spoil yourself as in take a bath, or do something that makes you happy. Do something that makes you feel beautiful. Do your makeup if you're a girl, or even a guy too, it doesn't matter. But let's say you're more masculine man, maybe go to the gym, and that will help bring up your confidence because you're working on yourself, or you know what I mean? Or buy yourself some new clothes. But yeah, and then it says have some pride, shine your light. It's time for you to show the world what you've got. So apparently I feel like Spirit is trying to tell you that you guys have a lot to show, and one thing that Spirit is trying to say that you guys should get into your confidence if you aren't already. Or if you already are feeling really confident, that people are noticing, you're getting noticed for it. And then you guys have adjustments are required. So, okay, the additional messages for adjustments are required. It says your life may be out of balance and this may be causing your issue. It may be time to hatch a whole new plan. Something new is existing, or something new and exciting is around the corner. Trust may be required to move this situation forward. Okay, so you guys might be feeling a little out of balance at the moment. And that might be causing any issues that you might be having currently if you are feeling out of balance. And maybe it's part of the confidence thing, that you need to get confidence to feel more balance again. That is a message probably for some of you. And then you guys have nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. Page 108. Okay. The additional meanings, nothing is yet set in stone. It says, you're meandering towards your goal, and that's okay. Yeah, you guys, you're meandering towards your goal, and that's okay. It says staying adaptable is the key to success for you now. Make sure you're not being led astray. Have you become distracted? Time to focus. Stay with it, whatever it means to you. Yeah. Yeah, I think when it says, yeah, like with the nothing set in stone, Spirit's just kind of really trying to say for some of you guys that I feel like they're telling you to go with the flow, especially when I'm seeing this, like the waves here. Like Spirit is kind of saying that right now is a good time to just go with the flow of life and see what ends up happening, like when it comes to your goals. Because I'm pretty sure the term meandering means like kind of just going with the flow. And they're saying that's okay, and to stay adaptable, because maybe don't be so set in stone on like a certain way to achieve your goal, because the way to achieve your goal might not even be exactly what you think it's going to be. So that's why I think Spirit's kind of giving the message to stay adaptable in some sort of way, because otherwise it says make sure you're not being led astray. And maybe by having such a secure plan to your goal, it can actually end up leading you astray, if you don't just kind of stay adaptable and go with the flow with maybe different opportunities that you didn't even expect. You know what I mean? Yeah. Have you become distracted? It's time to stay focused. And you know, I feel like it's like I'm like feeling that energy right now where I'm almost kind of feeling distracted. Like I can feel like my mind like starting to like wander, and I feel like that's a message for some of you guys that maybe you guys are kind of like not airheaded, but like your guys' mind is like wandering a lot. Like you guys are easily getting distracted. Because I'm like kind of feeling that right now. Like I'm literally feeling that energy. So for a lot of you, it's important for you guys to start getting focused on maybe whether it be your goals or just like how I was saying, how like maybe getting grounded, like getting balanced and grounded so that your mind isn't just like kind of wandering all over the place and maybe even causing you to overthink other things. Who knows? But we'll see what other messages Spirit has to say. So we're gonna start off with your past. So Spirit, what messages do you have for pile 3 about their past? Spirit, what message do you have for pile 3 about their past? Spirit, what message do you have for pile 3 about their past? What can you tell pile 3 about their past? Spirit, what can you tell pile 3 about their past? Spirit, what can you tell pile 3 about their past? What can you tell pile 3 about their past? Something they need to know. What's something pile 3 needs to know about their past? What can you tell pile 3 about their past? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides. What can you tell pile 3 about their past? Okay, I'm just gonna start off with these then. Okay. So I'm seeing for pile 3 about your past is that I feel that you guys had a happy family life in your past, a very fulfilled like emotionally fulfilling family life. And in the past, for some of you, I think a lot of you guys have already overcame from the past, like addiction or like feeling chained down in some type of way, or like you didn't care, like in the past, like you didn't care about like materialistic things or things of that nature. But I'm feeling like for a lot of you guys, like maybe it's like the type of addiction, whether it be like addiction to like, well, it's like it could be actually drugs, or like, but addiction to maybe like even other people, or addiction to like buying clothes, you know what I mean? Like it could be anything, but I feel like there's something, and maybe it was like your family in the past that like got you through that in the past. But yeah, I'm seeing in the past you guys had a really happy family life, and that you guys weren't struggling with like materialistic, like wanting materialistic things or anything. Actually, you guys were very giving in the past. You could be still currently, but obviously we're talking about the past. And yeah, I could see that you guys were very emotionally giving to others. You were willing to do really nice things for people, and I feel like that's something that like made you really happy, was to give to others, like do special things for other people. I'm really seeing that in the past, like it just feels like you guys really love to bring joy to other people, and make everyone around you happy. And yeah, like it just, oh my gosh, the emotional fulfillment here that you guys, I'm seeing from the past, like, is a lot. Like, you guys have all three of these cups cards with not only the sun too. And these are all super happy, like what people normally would call happy cards. Like even seeing here with the Ace of Cups, like I'm seeing tons of emotional fulfillment like pouring out of you in the past. Like so much where like I feel like that's why we even have the 2, 4, 6 of Cups here, where you guys were overflowing so much with abundance that you had a lot to give to other people. And I feel like maybe that was like part of the reason why your like home, family, or like friendship life was like whoever you have been close with in the past, like it seems to be really healthy. Like with the Devil card being in reverse, like it just seems like everything that had been going on in your life in the past was really super healthy. Yeah. Spirit, do you have any other messages for pile 3 from the past? What other messages do you have for pile 3 from the past? Yeah, I feel like you guys in the past, with the Empress being here, I think in the past, you guys used your intuition heavily, and really used your your feminine side, whether you are an actual boy or girl. We're just talking about energies, but you were really tapped into your feminine side, which I think that might have been the reason as to why you were willing and had the energy to give so much to others. Yeah, and like I just keep seeing so much emotional abundance, because I'm even seeing, like, I was getting attracted to here on the Empress card where there's this water. I literally have never even noticed this until today, that the Empress card has like this water flowing in the background, like a little waterfall. And like I feel like that just literally goes with like the Ace of Cups also, that like I mean, like, I'm also getting that maybe some of you guys are like a water sign by chance, because I need to get better at astrology, but obviously I know that like obviously I'm a Cancer, so that's a water sign, but for those of you who know what water signs are, it'll resonate with you, or just look it up. But yeah, I'm just seeing like a lot of emotional abundance, and like whether I can't tell where this is coming from. Like if it's coming from, actually I'm gonna ask Spirit, where is this emotional abundance coming from? Spirit, in the past for pile 3, where was this emotional abundance coming from? The King of Pentacles. Maybe you had somebody in your life who was also very giving to you, and they almost gave you, I think, those materialistic things possibly. And so because they were kind of willing to fulfill your needs for materialistic things, or whether this could be a person or yourself, where you were able to materialistically give yourself a lot of abundance, whether it be, once again, from yourself or from someone else. I feel like this made you very comfortable and super willing to give to others. Like maybe in the past, with the fact that you have like the Empress card, I think it's representing you, that maybe in like far in the past, like I'm not sure, but I'm just kind of picking this up, that maybe you understand like the concept of like giving, the concept of giving and taking, where it's like some of you guys maybe didn't grow up as wealthy as others, and now that you have maybe this material like abundance, that not only are you guys willing, or maybe you guys lived with material abundance, but you guys maybe have realized how valuable emotional abundance is to others. But however it resonates, I'm just seeing that because you guys were getting fulfilled with materialistic things, you then were able to reciprocate this emotional fulfillment for the other people around you, and not only them but yourself too. And I feel like this was something that like made you really happy. But yeah, Spirit, what other messages do you have for pile 3 from the past? Yeah, I feel like for some of you guys, 2, 4, 6, 8, or 2, 4, 6, 7 of Pentacles, that I think some of you in the past, you guys like got out of like your financial struggle. Like that's kind of what I'm seeing, is that you didn't look down on money anymore. And like I feel like you guys stopped looking at money and maybe in like a negative aspect or something, because something came into your life where you started getting emotional fulfillment, or materialistic fulfillment. And once again, this must have created like a lot of emotional abundance, like because in the past you guys, it seems like you guys didn't have that materialistic like money abundance at one point, but someone in the past also brought that in for you, or it could have been yourself, but I'm getting more like somebody brought that in for you. Spirit, what other messages do you have for pile 3 about their past? So you guys have the 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm seeing like at one point there was like a time where you guys looked at finances in like maybe a negative light, but something had changed in the past where now like you guys started receiving a lot of materialistic abundance. And I feel like this reading's like really specific for some people, so if you don't resonate with this, it's definitely probably not for you. I would choose a different pile. But yeah, and I feel like you guys had like a moment of like self-reflection where you guys started looking at the world in a different way, and I feel like maybe that's what made you guys change in the past to a point where you realize that giving and receiving emotional fulfillment is a lot more important than the materialistic things. Though it's like really great to be secure in materialistic abundance, I feel like you guys had a revelation for some reason where you were like, there was a reason you guys started looking. I feel like you guys had a reason to start looking at things in a different light in the past when it came to with the materialistic and the emotional fulfillment. Okay, we're gonna jump into, I'm gonna pull out a couple more Moonology cards, which are like the ones up here. So I'm actually just gonna set these off to the side, and I'm gonna keep them in mind because it is your overall energy, but we'll pull out a couple more for your past. So Spirit, what message do you have to give to pile 3 about their past? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, what message do you have to give to pile 3 about their past? Step out of your comfort zone. The end of a tough cycle approaches. And Spirit, what other message do you have for pile 3 about their past? What other message do you have for pile 3 about their past? What other message do you have for pile 3 about their past? Ooh. Okay, and then you have your dreams need a practical plan. Okay, so step out of your comfort zone. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Your dreams need a practical plan. So I see like stepping out of your comfort zone. I feel like these two are connected. They're drawing to each other in my eyes. And I feel like in the past, maybe you had to step out of your comfort zone to be willing to give, I feel like maybe this emotional support and this like giving nature to other people, possibly. And with the end of a tough cycle approaches, I feel like that maybe had to do with like your materialistic outlooks, possibly, and feeling maybe like chained down by them. Because they're getting these two cards are then drawing with each other along with like what's going on over here too. So yeah, like I'm seeing like the end of a tough cycle approaches. I feel like in the past that had to do with the materialistic aspect of things that were going on in your life. Like maybe you were becoming very obsessive with materialistic, gaining money and it made you start looking at money in kind of a negative sort of light, like where you started looking at money, yeah, like negatively maybe, or just like focusing on it too much to the point where it was becoming negative for you, if that makes sense. Money, or like I said, materialistic like items. But yeah, like I see in the past that it was something because you felt very secure, and like when it says like your dreams need a practical plan, I think that goes with the Two of Wands here, where I feel like you guys had some sort of revelation that kind of happened in your past where it made you look at the world in like a different way, that like you were realizing that maybe there's like a change needed for yourself, and spirit's just in the past, I feel like this is advice from spirit, from the past, as they're saying what you're doing is like your dreams need a practical plan, like whatever ideas that you're having need a practical plan, for like your future. And like, yeah, I'm like, your future needs a practical plan. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Let's look at the book and see kind of what some of the additional messages are. So step out of your comfort zone, North Node, 116. So it says you're headed for something which feels like destiny. You need to face a fear and get over it. Stop obsessing about someone or something. Stand on your own 2 feet. You've got this. Yeah, and I definitely feel like in the past that might have been something you struggled with obsessing over something. And what I feel like that is for most of you, is like some sort of materialistic aspect of things. Like maybe you're just so driven for the future, like of like achieving your goals, that it was becoming obsessive and toxic almost for you, in a way where spirit was like, yeah, that's enough of thinking like that, because you need to realize that money and materialistic things aren't the only thing there for you. But once again, if it's not materialistic, it could also be a person too, for some of you. Yeah, you need to face a fear and go over it. So I think I might have said that, where it was like stepping out of your comfort zone. I feel like you were facing your fears as in like getting into like your more emotional side of yourself, rather than the more like more masculine, like kind of what is it, like I was gonna say statistical, but I don't think that's like the word I'm looking for. Like more logical, instead of being on your very logical side. I feel like in the past you were having to come to terms with like getting into your more feminine, more intuitive, more emotional side of yourself, instead of being so serious and focused on like the materialistic, realistic things in your life. And I just got the message too, where it was like where your main energy, where it says nothing yet is set in stone, and it had like that message about I'm gonna go back to it because I'm gonna lose my train of thought. Mutable moon, page 108. We're like staying adaptable is your keys to success. Like don't get led astray, and I feel like that has to do with somewhat with your past too, where you need to be adaptable, where you need to stop thinking about it like so strategically, like as in like I need to do it this way to get to my goal, like I need to be realistic about it. But spirit, I feel like in the past was reminding you that maybe if you start giving more and not focusing on the realistic side of it, and being just more in your feminine, like I said, more emotional about it, I feel like that's part of like you stepping out of your comfort zone, and also like where'd it go? Like staying adaptable, like I said, like being willing to make changes, which would be stepping out of your comfort zone for sure. Because otherwise you would lead yourself astray by focusing on these things that's not going to help you get to your overall goal. Yeah, and then it even says with like the step out of your comfort zone, it says you're for something that which feels like destiny. So by doing this and making like the changes you made in the past, this is going to lead you towards your destiny, towards your overall, help you lead you to your overall goal. So the end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Page 86. So it says, additional meanings for this card. It says a professional project may be ending now. Admit if you have been overly hard-headed or hard-nosed. Find a balance between your personal and private lives. It's time to stop fearing the worst. Yeah, so I feel like in the past, though you started coming to these realizations, even before that, I feel that you were struggling with being hard-headed, and I did, that was something I did pick up on. But sometimes like I don't know like how to word those things, you know what I mean? Like I get these messages, but I don't always know like the wording, how to get it out of my brain, you know. If that makes sense. And I was getting that with the King of Pentacles, that it seems like at one point you were feeling kind of stuck up about maybe some things, and like it said, like hard-headed or hard-nosed, where you just kind of like, you see how like with the King of Pentacles, his nose is kind of tilted up, like as if he's better than everyone else. He's dripping in all of these luxurious things. And I feel like you were doing that to mask the fear of maybe fearing the worst of like, though I have all this material abundance now, what if it goes away? What if I lose it? What if one day I don't have it anymore, it disappears? Like, and I feel like that's why you were kind of projecting in that type of way, was kind of to prove to yourself in a way, or to the other people around you. And in the past, something that maybe you struggled with was finding balance between your personal and your private life. Yeah, your personal and private lives. Yeah, so like maybe you had a hard time balancing the relationship you had with like your family and like your work life, possibly. That's kind of what I'm picking up for you guys. And it says, yeah, like a professional project may be ending now. And like, I feel like that could be specific for some of you. I feel like that, take it if it resonates, but leave it if it doesn't. But that also might have to do with this 2, 4, the 7 of Pentacles, where it's like, well, what happens if I don't have this steady job anymore? Or what happens if I don't have this certain type of income, or this certain materialistic thing, and you're scared of it ending, and it could have been ending where it made you nervous about the future, possibly. And then you have your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. Page 70. It says laziness could explain your current situation. If so, change that and own it. Chasing money doesn't work. You need to chase a dream. Yeah, I feel like that's a strong message for you guys, because once again, I feel like it was like you guys were chasing something. You were chasing the money when it came to some point in the past. And I think in the past too, though, you realized, or this could be currently too, but in the past you realized that chasing money doesn't work, that you need something in your life, like a job or whatever it is, that brings you that emotional fulfillment, that makes you happy, that makes it so you're willing to give to others and you're happy doing it. And not only that, but it makes you happy because even just the people that you love around you, that you can then make them happy, and strangers. Because I feel like this is like where you're making not only like your family happy, but you're making other strangers happy, which in turn is making you happy, and you're just pouring this abundance out to everyone. And for some of you guys, this is a specific message where it says more exercise is called for your dreams need a practical plan. So for some of you, whoever that resonates with, if you guys have been thinking about exercising, and whether it be just going for a walk every day, or actually going to the gym and setting like a gym plan, or literally doing any exercise, like going biking, rollerblading, like whatever it be, Spirit is telling you that you should do that and exercise more, because I think that will also bring you a lot of emotional abundance. But yeah, it says jealousy or envy create negative energy and attract negativity, and I feel like that was something that was happening to you in your past with wanting like this luxurious, like materialistic things. And for some of you, this might not be for all of you, but for some of you, one of the additional messages is laziness could explain your current situation. If so, change that and own it. So yeah, for some of you, you guys were very focused on the materialistic things, but you guys weren't even putting towards effort to get it. Or if you were literally just focusing on the money, and it caused you to be lazy because it was like, well, I don't want to do this, because obviously you're only focusing on the money for it. You're not actually enjoying it. You know what I mean? And that's why I think it was a huge thing for you to learn that something that's going to bring you emotional fulfillment is so much better. But yeah, that's what I see for your guys' past. Let's get into the future. So I'm just going to take these away, and I'm going to shuffle up these decks a little bit so that, they just need to get shuffled. I just put the cards on top, so. I'm just going to bring these back over here just so we can look at them while I shuffle, but so guys, we are now on to the present. So Spirit, what messages do you have for pile 3 about their present? Spirit, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, what messages do you have for pile 3 about their present? What message can you give pile 3 about their present? Spirit, what messages can you give pile 3 about their present? Ooh, you guys got quite a few that came out. All right. Here, we'll go like... Okay. So I see right now for your present, with the three of wands, I'm seeing that right now you guys are feeling possibly a little lost. For some reason I'm getting attraction to that this might have to do with like adjustments required. I forgot what kind of the additional meanings were for that, but where I feel like you guys, like we saw in the past, that you guys had somewhat like of a change of perspective on the situation when it comes to materialistic and emotional. Right now, I'm not really seeing any cups that came out. So this, I feel like presently you're dealing with maybe a different type of situation where you're feeling a little lost right now, and I feel like you're having a hard time looking at the world in a new perspective, with the World card being in reverse, and not only that, but with the Hanged Man being in reverse. And what I mean by the world is like, I don't know if it's specifically what it has to do, because for everyone it's different. This is a general reading, but there is something in your life where you're having a hard time having a perspective change. And it's leading you to feel kind of lost. With the Page of Wands being in reverse, it's like something you once cherished and really loved or looked up to, or something that you really desired, like maybe doesn't bring you any, like you don't find desire for it anymore, or it doesn't bring you that emotional fulfillment or desire in some sort of way where you're not looking up to it anymore. And maybe this kind of is bringing a new perspective to you, but you're having a hard time grasping what it means to you. And with the Lovers card here, this could have to do with a certain relationship in your life. It could have to do with a friendship or a romantic relationship. Oh, I also got the message that it could have to do with somebody being two-faced, because not only that, because like the Lovers card has to, I think it like goes with like the Geminis or whatever. That's like something I'm pretty sure I saw in a reading where they talked about how the Lovers card is kind of like goes with the sign Gemini. And not only that, but like somebody being two-faced, because then I also flipped over the deck and I saw the 2, 4, 6, 7 of Swords, where somebody's kind of like being sneaky, whether it be you or somebody else in your life. And this could have to do with a lover or with a friend. And I feel like this is bringing like a whole new perspective into your life that you didn't really want, and you're having a hard time grasping, because there was somebody that you really looked up to, and someone you really so I feel like it's somebody that you really loved, and like someone you just like, I keep hearing like someone you looked up to. And I feel like this is just a hard concept for you to grasp this new perspective on them, because I feel like you don't want to have this new perspective of this person, but it's already there and you're already kind of having to accept it. And I feel like this feels like you're getting like stabbed in the back about it. You're like, man, that hurt. Like, that kind of sucked. Like, I didn't want to have to look at you in this type of way, and I feel hurt now. And I'm also getting that too with the Two of Cups being in reverse. Like, whatever it is, there's like a person or something in your life that is not bringing you emotional fulfillment anymore, and you're not looking at them in the same light anymore, the same way you used to look up to them. And I feel like for some of you guys, where it's like you guys want to look at them in this more, not in a more negative light, but like you want to look at it for how it is, but you guys are having a really hard time for looking at it for how it is. Because it hurt, and you at one point did look up to this person, so it's really hard. It's hard for you to look at this person in a whole new light, and it's leading you to be lost, because you're like, man, I didn't know what my life would be without this person, you know what I mean? Or I didn't know what my life, I didn't know I was gonna have to live my life without this person being the same way as they always have been towards me, or something, you know what I mean? And for some of you, I do definitely think that this has to do with maybe a lover, because you have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, which also has to do with family and having like a healthy family, what's the word that I'm looking for? Dynamic. That's what I'm looking for. A healthy family dynamic. And I feel like that you're feeling like that's maybe being taken away from you right now, or you're just not feeling, currently you're just not feeling that dynamic, where that healthy family dynamic. And if it doesn't have to do with a lover, this could be where it has to do with a friendship, and now your guys' like friend group isn't like the same as it is anymore, because the dynamic isn't the same, because something happened here where this person maybe could have been being shady in the background, and now that you've had this perspective, like it hurts, and you don't even want to look at it in that way, because you just want probably things to go back to the way they were. Spirit, what other message do you have for pile 3 about the present? What other message do you have for pile 3 about the present? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, what other message do you have for pile 3 about the present? Yeah, I feel like you guys are having a hard time moving on from the situation, where at one point it's like you're having a hard time leaving these cups behind, and realizing that these cups are literally empty and there's nothing for you anymore, and that you need to move past it, but you're just having a hard time looking at it in that type of way. Like, you just don't want to accept that yet. Spirit, what other message do you have for pile 3 for the present? What other message do you have for pile 3 for the present? I think that once you learn how to, I feel like what Spirit was saying with the Sun card coming out is that this is for the better, that you're going to end up being happier not having this certain person in your life that was being deceitful towards you and hurt you. Because they're obviously they could have been just doing shady things behind your back, and maybe you didn't see it originally, but Spirit did, and they didn't like that, so they're gonna take them out of your life. You don't need that, because you're not gonna be able to keep advancing forward if they're there. And I feel like with the Sun card coming out last is like the Spirit saying like happier times are coming. Okay. So now, and I feel like, and I feel like once again, that has to do with like adjustments required, and that confidence is key, is like, even with the Sun card, where it's like, all right, it's time to come back into confidence after they made you feel this way and you're feeling lost. Though you're feeling lost, come back to confidence, and just make the adjustments that you need. But yeah, we're gonna get into your Moonology cards. I'm actually gonna quick go get my water because my throat is killing me right now. So I'll be right back. For you guys, it'll be nothing. Okay, I'm back. So, Spirit, for pile 3, what can you tell them about their present? What type of advice or messages can you give pile 3 about their present? Show the world the real you. And I feel like that has to do with like confidence is key, and like the Sun card here. Show the world the real you. Like, though you're feeling confused and lost, Spirit's giving you the message that it's just important for you to just show the world the real you, because everything else will follow through. Spirit, what messages can you give pile 3 about their present? What messages can you give pile 3 about their present? The energy is gaining momentum. I feel like that makes a lot of sense with the Sun card also coming out here last. Is that though there is this energy of feeling lost and a little confused and having a hard time changing your perspective on certain things and leaving things in the past, I think this is something that you're realizing and you're working on getting over, and that the energy is gaining momentum where you will be happy in the end. Spirit, what message do you have for pile 3? Take time to breathe out. Right. Breathe out and leave whatever needs to be left in the past. Okay, let's look at the additional messages. So, show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. Page 88. It says, don't lose the beauty and romance of life. You are too much in your head. Get into your heart. A friend needs you. Be there for them. A situation is going to take a very unexpected turn. Yeah, okay. So, I even am thinking where it says, don't lose the beauty and romance of life. Like, though maybe things could be rocky in your relationships right now, because this doesn't always mean that you need to cut this person out of your life, depending on what the situation is, obviously. But I think that at the end of the day, Spirit is telling you, don't lose the beauty and romance of your life, even though you have been hurt, and even though you're having a hard time looking at things from a positive light. Because those are some of the beautiful things that I think you still need to keep in your life. I think that's what Spirit is saying. And it says you are too much in your head. Get into your heart. Yeah. With all the cups that are out here, with them being flipped over in the reverse, I definitely think that you're not in your emotional state. You're definitely in your head right now. Especially with the Hangman being in reverse too, where it's like, normally this would mean that you're having a change of perspective when it's like in the upright position, when he's upside down. But with it being in reverse, with him, it almost looks like he's standing up, where it's like his head is glowing, and it's like you are focusing a lot on your brain and the thoughts that could be also causing you a lot of emotional distress and worry and hurt. And they're saying to get into your heart, because I feel like I just heard like you need to bring love into the situation, that whatever this is, you need to try to look at it from a positive light and work on letting things go, and leaving things in the past. Yeah, because even with like the Two of Cups, like it just, yeah, it really is, seems like there's something where you and either your person or your friend or whatever, someone that you care about, you guys just aren't seeing eye to eye at the moment. And it's causing maybe some havoc in your personal life when it comes to like family situations or even like money. But Spirit is letting you know that for some of you guys, this situation could take a very unexpected turn. And I'm thinking it's for the better, with the Sun card being here at the end for the last card. I think it's going to take an unexpected turn for the best, that you don't even see coming. Especially with when it's saying like the energy is gaining momentum. Gus, I need you to be quiet. Excuse me? You need to be quiet because I am trying to do a reading. I knew I should have never given you pets when I walked downstairs, because I knew you were just going to get noisy and want attention right after. You guys want to see what Gus looks like? This is Mr. Gus. Gus is my boyfriend's cat, just so any of you guys know. He's pretty much my cat too. I literally adopted him with him, but technically it's my boyfriend's cat. But he's very vocal and noisy. But anyways, back to the reading. So once again, we're gonna go to the energy is gaining momentum, and I really do feel that for you guys. Waxing moon. So additional meanings for this card. It says the situation is full of potential. Your dreams can come true. More effort is yet required. Are you willing to give it? Review your goals and ensure you're still committed. Keep moving forward. Yeah. So like whatever this is that has kind of stumped you and left you feeling lost, I feel like Spirit is telling you that you need to keep moving forward with it. And just review, like go over like with yourself when you're feeling lost like this. It's like, well, sit down with yourself and figure out what do you really want, and then what effort is required so that you can get to the point that you're trying to get to, because you're not done yet. The effort is not over. But yeah, and it's saying like your dreams can come true, and the situation is full of potential. And I'm not sure if this has to do with like even just your, I feel like it has to do with like whether this once again is your friendship or love life, where it's saying though you guys are going through a certain time right now, that this situation is full of potential. Oh, Gus, you're gonna have to get down. This situation is full of potential, as in whether or not you guys stay together as friends or as lovers or whatever it is, whether you guys stay together, it could be full of potential where you guys could still be great in the end, or full of potential as in like you realize you need to leave this person behind, but there's tons of potential out there for you still. But either way, like whatever your dreams are can still come true. And then, okay, we'll go to take time to breathe out. So the additional meanings for this card, it says you should know where you stand either now or very soon. You need to take some time out for your own good. It's time for you to share your wisdom and experience with someone else. Avoid falling into a slump. Yeah, so like I said, it seems like you are currently falling into a slump a little bit right now, but Spirit is trying to encourage you to try to keep yourself out of that slump. And by one thing that you can do for yourself is take some time out for yourself. Like it said, like even like when your past said like something about exercise, like take some time out for yourself to like get yourself right, where it was even talking about like here, like confidence is key. Do some things that are gonna make yourself confident. Like focus on yourself, go for a walk, go shopping, go journal, whatever it is that is helps you focus on yourself. I think that's what Spirit's telling you to do. And maybe this person that you're having this conflict with too, when it says it's time to share some of your wisdom and experience with someone else, maybe that's something, some sort of conversation that you might need to have with this person for some of you. And it's good to know too, because like I said, with the Sun card being at the end here, where it says you should know where you stand either now or very soon. So like I said, there's kind of like this decision here for some of you where you guys are going to end up knowing either now or very soon whether or not this person is good to stay in your life, whether or not you're kind of willing to give them a second chance if they're worth it, or if you just know deep down that they are not meant to be in your life, they're not healthy for you anymore, and that you learn how to move past the situation and move on from this person being in your life, and you just realize that that's for the better. Like I said before, this is a general reading, so everybody's different. So for some of you, you guys maybe might give this person a second chance, and for some of you, you guys will realize that this person's just not meant to be there. But yeah, okay. So that's what I'm seeing for your present. Now, let's get into your future. Once again, I'm just going to shuffle up these cards so we get a clear, accurate reading still. For some of you, this might be relevant. Look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture of the situation that's kind of currently happening. And that, I feel like, is a message for some of you guys, to an indicator on whether or not to keep them in your life or not keep them in your life. You know what I mean? Looking at the bigger picture will help you guys decide that. All right, we're gonna move these back into here. I feel like I'm just gonna move them back in because they just, so you guys can see them. And sometimes they have like additional messages when it comes to the rest. But yeah, so we're going to now ask Spirit about your future. So Spirit, what can you tell pile 3 about their future? What messages can you give pile 3 about their future? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, what can you give pile 3 about their future? What can you give pile 3 about their future? What message can you tell pile 3 about their future? Messages can you tell pile 3 about their future? What message can you tell pile 3 about their future? What message can you tell pile 3 about their future? What message can you tell pile 3 about their future? What message can you tell pile 3 about their future? I'm just gonna take this for now. So I'm seeing right now, so like we said, like with your present, it seems that things are going to be looking up because of the Sun card. And that also is confirmed here with the Wheel of Fortune, because when I always see the Wheel of Fortune upright, it always makes me think that the wheel is turning in your favor. AKA to that your angels, ancestors, spirit guides are also working with you to make things go your way. But I do see that for the future, that some of you guys are still having a hard time moving on from some things from the past. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, but I shuffled this really good. And it's crazy how the, was it 2, 4, 6, 8, or 7 of Cups came out again. And in reverse, which, yeah, is another clear indication that you guys are just having a hard time moving on from the past. And I'm like leaving, yeah, you guys are having a hard time just leaving what you need to leave behind. And I feel like this makes sense too, where you have the Empress in reverse. And I feel like how it said, like, in your past, you had the Empress that came out, and you were very in tune with your feminine side. And I think maybe in the future, that's kind of maybe a part of you that you ended up losing because of this that's happening to you presently. You're kind of losing sight of your feminine side. And I feel like that's also why Spirit has this here, because for those of you who don't know, which I feel like most of you do if you guys do religiously watch tarot readings, but the future is written in pencil. Like, your future is not set in stone. Like right here where it says nothing is yet set in stone. So if there's anything about the future that you that you aren't, oh my God. I feel like I'm so jumbled up with my words all of a sudden. So maybe like in the future that you guys like have a hard time like speaking your mind or something. But like I was saying, if you hear things that you don't like for your future, Spirit is letting you know that nothing is set in stone yet. Because I feel like with the Empress card being in reverse, it seems like I was hearing like even like I feel like your confidence level is just also not there, because you are letting things from the past hold you back. You haven't moved on from it. You haven't let things go. And it's affecting, I feel like it's affecting your intuition and affecting your emotional side too. And with the Judgment card always makes me think that like I said, with your intuition like being fractured, you're not like receiving messages from the universe as easily or abundantly, because I feel like your mind is somewhat clouded in the future, because I see with the Judgment card that your angels are like trying to yell down to you like, hey, you should do this is some moves that you should make. And I feel like maybe you aren't like fully like receiving those messages. Possibly for some of you I think you are, but for some of you I think that you're not. Even if you are like getting these messages, that some of you guys are kind of like ignoring it, and not like either ignoring it or not acknowledging it, or acknowledging it and just not going through with it, kind of, if that makes sense. And I feel like that has to do with like this person that was in your life where Spirit gave you the red flags presently, and in the future it seems like for some of you guys that maybe do go back to this person, that this person is still being deceitful towards you, and they're still like, yeah, I just feel like they're still being deceitful towards you. And I think then for some of you guys that, once again, it's like this affects either your home life or your friendship type of life, because with the 3 of Cups in reverse, it seems to me that you guys are not celebrating, that's for sure. You guys are you guys don't have any cups to celebrate with currently. Like this could end up like, because of this person being like deceitful, it kind of like breaks up your friendship group, or like maybe you realize like you shouldn't be going out and partying as much or something, or that it's like you guys aren't hanging out with your friends, or like I said, like it kind of still is like affecting like your family life. But then I feel like with this King of Cups here, I feel like emotionally, like you guys put your foot down, and because I think you guys are sick of feeling tied up and feeling restricted, and feeling like you guys have to dodge all of like these bullets almost. And I think like I said, for some of you, where some of you guys literally aren't seeing that this person is being rude or mean or deceitful, or you know what I mean, anything like that towards you, where you guys, some of you guys are blinded by that, but some of you guys, I feel like, feel that way, but you guys are just feeling tied up and you guys don't know what direction to take next in the future. But then I feel like even though you guys were feeling that, you guys end up, I feel like, devising a plan. With this Magician card here, it makes me think that you're like you're working on manifesting certain things into your life. And I feel like that comes into play here when it comes to like the King of Cups too, that you guys are kind of putting your foot down and you're like, all right, this is what I want. Like, and I feel like that's where the Magician comes in, where you guys are like, all right, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to start manifesting, and kind of like putting out to the universe that like, this is what I want in my life. Like emotionally, like this is what I want. Spirit, what other messages do you have for pile 3 for the future? Spirit, what other messages? The Moon card in reverse. So, yeah, for some of you guys, I think you guys are having a hard time balancing out your emotions in the future. Yeah, you guys are having a hard time balancing out your emotions in the future. And like even just balance in general, I feel like is kind of like something in the future that it's like you need to work on. I feel like it's only there because, once again, with this confidence thing here, where it's like you need to gain confidence so that you can break out of this kind of like trap that you're in. I'm hearing like almost like this, I heard like rotation, but that's not like the word I'm trying to use, like this cycle, like to break out of the cycle, you know what I mean? To break out of the cycle, I think you guys need to emotionally balance yourselves out. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna get into Moonology again. Spirit, what message do you have For pile 3 about their future. Expect powerful change. And I feel like that has to do with where it's like right now, where your presence said like there's a lot of momentum happening. I think in the future there's going to be powerful change that ends up happening. And I feel like Spirit's being really specific about what they're telling me for the future too, because I feel like this is like advice they're giving you for the future for the most part. But I don't think they're trying to tell you exactly what this powerful change is. Because like I said with like your present, how you had that moon card, or not the moon card, but you guys had the sun card upright at the end. I think that's part of like this powerful change that's coming in for you in the future. But I don't think there's just some things that obviously Spirit's not going to tell you because that ruins the surprise and, you know, the learning lessons and other things, you know. So, Spirit, what other messages do you have for pile 3 about the future? What message do you have for pile 3 about the future? A time for healing, yeah. Definitely for you guys in the future, it's definitely a time for healing because you guys need to work on healing whatever happened to you in the past and move. You guys need to leave the past to the past, and I feel like that's what you guys need to heal from. And we got believe in the impossible. Yeah, and I feel like that has to do with also like when the powerful change here came out, like in the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor right now. Like believe in the impossible, because really I think there's some really good things that are gonna happen to you guys in the future. Especially because I feel like you guys in the future like start manifesting something, some sort of powerful change. Because like I said, it seems like you guys are gonna like be putting your foot down with the King of Cups, where it's like I think you guys are going to be learning how to get your emotions right and balance out your emotions with the King of Cups. Yeah. So, expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. So for expect powerful change, it says yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. It says you are being shunted towards your life purpose. Whatever is happening now is happening for your highest good. This is an important turning point in your life. Yeah, so I feel like whatever is still happening to you in the future, though it's not maybe happening as fast as you want to get to the place that you want, Spirit is telling you that whatever is happening now is happening for a reason and is for your highest good. It says this is an important turning point in your life. So, and I think that too, because with the Magician card, you guys are obviously manifesting something important into your life. And I think it's going to be coming because with the expect powerful change, and it's saying yes, where it says yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. So your manifestation is coming. And once again, it's saying you're shunted towards your life purpose. And I feel like that was another message that came for you guys before, where it was saying that the things that are happening to you now, it's bringing you to your life's purpose. So it's happening, all of it is happening for a reason. And then you guys have a time for healing. Balsamic moon. Page 38. Yeah, so once again, it says it's time to let go of the past, like I was saying before. You are about to turn the corner, which I think we are already getting that in one of the other messages too, where you guys are really close to receiving, I think, your manifestations. But you need more time to heal before Spirit's gonna bring that in for you guys. Yeah, so it says you need more time to heal. Think about how the situation would look if everyone were healed. Yeah, so like when it's saying you need to look at the situation as if everyone were healed, because that's like including yourself, because obviously you still haven't moved past this. You need to look at you and yourself, like how things are going to look like once you're healed, and not only you but everyone else in the situation. And then believe in the impossible, blue moon, 112. It says miss this chance and it might not come back anytime soon. What happened may only happen once. The person you're inquiring about is a rare find. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. This situation is unlikely to repeat. So so once again, everything that's happening to you is happening for a reason. But like they're saying, I feel like you end up realizing, and like you guys don't let the cycle repeat itself. So it's like, this isn't like, the likelihood of it repeating yourself is slim. Like this isn't gonna happen again, because you guys are gonna learn from this in the future. And once again, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. So whatever your manifestation is, know that it's going to be coming in, and that you need to believe that it's coming in, because you can achieve whatever you want. And it says the person you're inquiring about is a rare find. So this could be a rare find as in like a rare find as in a bad person, or a rare find as in like a good person, depending on if there's a new person that comes into your life, or if the person currently learns with you and you guys can both grow from it. So what happened may only happen once. And it says miss this chance and you might not come back at any time soon. So when you guys have an opportunity, make sure you guys really think about whether or not it's the best opportunity for you. But yeah, so that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed. If you guys want a personal reading from me, I'll have my website linked down below. And you guys can check me out there. I also have my Instagram, TikTok, and other socials linked down below also, and you can check me out there. And if you guys enjoyed this reading, leave a comment down below and let me know if you enjoyed, or tell me if you resonated. I love reading and seeing feedback, so definitely do that if you feel comfortable with it. And yeah, so I'll see you guys maybe in the next one. Bye.